Hello everybody, Andy here again. Right, today, August the 14th, 2007. It's actually my first anniversary on YouTube. I joined exactly a year ago today, and I know there's a few other people doing sort of videos about this type of thing, so it must have been a very, very popular time. I know that several people that I subscribe to have said that their sort of anniversary date is around this time, and I watched a video by Zipster the other day sort of celebrating it, so it must have been, as I said, it must have been a very popular time for people joining. So why the big deal? Well, it isn't a big deal. I did see a video the other day by someone that said YouTube's only a website, and that's very, very true. We do get a bit wrapped up on it, and we maybe take it a little bit more seriously than possibly we should do, and I'm as guilty of that as anybody else. But to some people, and to me to a degree, it is a bit more than a website now. Over the last year, my life has changed, I suppose, by being on here in some ways. That year, I must admit, has gone very, very quickly. It seems amazing to me that I've been here a year. I mean, during that year, I think I've made 175 videos, which is quite a substantial amount, I think, by what I thought I might do anyway. I've got a couple of figures up here, I've watched 2,529 videos. Once again, that's not a great deal for a year. It's enough for some people, I know, but it's not a lot by some people's standards. I've got about 70 people that I subscribe to, although that changes, and at the last count I've got 162 subscribers, which a year ago I would have thought was unthinkable. And one thing I would like to say is to thank every single one of you, whether you be an older subscriber or whether you be the last person who subscribed. I do value everybody's subscriptions. I do value all the comments and that I do get, and all the feedback that I do get, which has actually sort of snowballed over the last few months, but I know I've spoken about that before. All the encouragement and support that I've got over the last year has certainly helped me along, I suppose, and given me a bit more confidence to try things. And that's one of the things that I like about this. It's one of the things that has really got me into this particular site. It's enabled me, and I'm sure other people can sort of mirror this as well, it's enabled me to do things that I possibly wouldn't have done before, to put my thoughts, my opinions out there, really, out into the wider world. We've all got our own opinions, some are stronger than others. I'm one of those people who you might have guessed who've got a very wide range of interests, as you might have been able to tell from my videos. I do cover a fairly wide sort of array of subjects, but that's just the way I am, I suppose. I've got lots of interest right across the board, I suppose, and so I can make videos about them. Now, in my normal life, it's not always easy to find somebody to talk to who shares your sort of thoughts, your feelings, or is even on the same wavelength as what you are. I'd be very interested to know whether anybody else is like that. Yeah, sure, we've all got friends who we talk about football and we talk about this and that, but to me, there's some people out there who watch my videos, comment on my videos, make video responses even, and you feel you're on the same wavelength as them, and that's great. It's always nice to know that there are people out there who feel the same, and I do feel that sometimes I'm having a conversation with them, and it's always good to get these things off your chest, your thoughts, your feelings out there, as I said, into the wider world. So that's one thing that it certainly enabled me to do that for, and I'm very grateful for that. It gives us sort of a certain amount of release as well. It's enabled me to try things that I possibly wouldn't have done, namely sitting in front of a camera and talking into it and and spouting off more my views, etc. But like the little travel type of videos that I do, the scenic walk types of things, something that I've always liked to do, and I've really enjoyed doing them, and I know some people really enjoy watching them, and that's another great thing. Once again, as I said, the feedback, it encourages you to carry on, and I've grown to really like doing them, and maybe I should do lots more in the future. But with other people as well, I'm sure you're the same. You start off making videos, make the odd vlog or something, then you start expanding a little bit, you go into different avenues and you try things, and that's one of the great things about this site. But I don't particularly want to go on about that too much, but as I said, that enables you to try different things. Also, as I've said, I've got to know lots of different people on here. Lots of people, especially over the last few months, I suppose, that some of the comments on my videos and on other people's as well that I might comment on have become sort of virtual conversations, and that's great. It'd be nice to have real conversations, and I think that's one of the things that I found. I really sort of, some of the people on here, I think, now that's the sort of people I'd like to sit down in a bar with, have a couple of beers and have a good old chinwag, as we say over here, and know that you'll get on with them. You've sort of partially met them, I suppose, in a virtual sense, but you could sit down and you know that you could get all these like-minded people in a room, and I imagine that would be great. I haven't been able to attend any of the sort of meetups that have gone on so far. From what I can tell, most of them have gone very well, whether the bigger ones or one of the smaller ones, and I think that's a thing for the future, and maybe one day I'll actually be able to get to one of them and actually see a lot of these people that are out there. As I said, it would be nice to sit down and actually have a beer and have a chat and talk about life generally, not just YouTube, but inevitably you will talk about that. I've not actually knowingly met anybody yet who's on YouTube. It's still in its infancy, I think. We've found that. I've seen videos of people saying, have you heard Zipster? I think did something about, have you heard of Zipster? Have you heard of YouTube? And so many people say no, and I find that unbelievable, being on this site. But 1 year on, so what's going to come from Andy Mooseman in the next year? I certainly intend to be around for another year or so, and as long as they'll let me, maybe, but we'll wait and see. But more of the same, nothing drastic, unless I think of something else to try. But I just like to say thanks to everybody who's watched my videos, everybody who subscribes. A couple of people in particular, I'm not going to mention any names, but you may well know who you are. A couple of people I can mention over there in America, who've been subscribers of mine for a long time. 2 of my very early subscribers who regularly comment on my videos and even make responses, and I must single you 2 out for giving me a lot of encouragement from the early days and continuing to do so. So thanks very much to everybody, as I said, all 162 subscribers and however many viewers that I do get, and I've thoroughly enjoyed my year on YouTube so far. I'd like to know what you think. As I said, I know lots of people that are reaching that sort of milestone as well. Maybe you've already done it, maybe you're getting there. What's your experience so far? I'll be interested to know. Anyway, thanks for your time. I might even go and have a couple of beers and celebrate. I know it's only a website, but it does feel like a slight achievement anyway. Thanks for your time. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.